the video goes to get played, I'm going to introduce Dr. Vanessa Fernandez. With nearly 2 decades of experience in educational leadership, school improvement, and organizational development, Dr. Fernandez has made significant contributions to advancing educational effectiveness and leadership practices across diverse international contexts. Her research focuses on school improvement, data-informed decision-making, organizational change, and strengths-based leadership, and is widely respected for bringing the voices and experiences for educators into educational research and policy discussions. In recognition of her outstanding contributions to educational leadership research, she has honored with the prestigious New Voice in Educational Leadership. So the floor is ours, please.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Vanessa Fernandez, and I am a senior lecturer at Monash University. I would like to thank to present the keynote address at the first Global Scholar Conference on Social Transformation. The title of today's presentation is Reimagining Education, Knowledge and Digital Learning in Pakistan. Pakistan is home to a very young population, with nearly 64% of people under the age of 30. This therefore presents a unique opportunity to build both inclusive and future-ready learning societies. To meet this challenge, education needs to move beyond traditional degrees and to focus on skill-first pathways, ensuring community access to learning. Multilingual digital content.
We all must agree to the statements she has passed. One is AI is the great equalizer in education, and universities serves as community anchors. So put your hands together for Dr. Fernandez once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Very good audience. We will now take a short tea break, and Mahmood will explain you that how you will leave the auditorium, please. Mahmood.
Yes, hold on please. I know this is the time you people have been eagerly and badly waiting for, but before that I must give you some guidelines so that we can just proceed smoothly and comfortably so as to avoid any kind of inconvenience. First of all, I will let you know that the guests will be leaving from the front door, and rest of the participants, the student participants, will be leaving from the back side. The blocks and you will be leaving, but must make sure to reach back to the auditorium much before 11:30, as 2 more excellent keynote speakers are waiting for you right after the break. All right? And refreshment is outside this auditorium. Volunteers will be guiding you. So may I request block 3, only block 3. Block 3 is there that I am pointing my finger towards. Block 3, yes. Thank you so much. How cooperative and wonderful audience. अच्छा जी, अब मैं ज़रा इसी बात को अपनी कौमी ज़बान में भी दोहरा देता हूँ ताकि आप सब लोगों को कोई डाउट न रहे। सबसे पहले ब्लॉक 3 से तमाम मेंबर्स ब्लॉक 3 से जाएंगे। वॉलंटियर्स हैं वहाँ पर आपको गाइड करेंगे।
research innovations that have significantly enriched both academic, scholarship, and professional practices. He has delivered over 225 keynote addresses and has trained academics, researchers, and business leaders across more than 25 countries. Through his work in research, leadership, and innovation, he continues to inspire meaningful organizational and social transformation on a global scale. Today, he will share his insights on the topic AI, Global Sustainability Goals, and Social Transformation Way Forward. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcome Professor Dr. Dilip Kumar Mohan Chandra. This session is virtual. Your attention is required. So rest of the participants, please be seated.
Right, dear audience, as you know that Dr. Kumar is joining us virtually, so due to some technical delays, we are moving towards the next keynote speaker, and that is a well-known name across Pakistan's tech ecosystem, Ms. Faiza Yusuf, founder of Women in Tech PK, and a technologist and product expert in her own right. She will be speaking on Beyond Entry, Why Opening Doors Isn't Enough. So I want all of you to welcome Ms. Faiza to the stage. Please. Ms. Faiza, floor is yours.
Will they play the presentation? Maybe. Do you need water bottle? I suggest. The presentation, I think, only recorded.
Good morning, everyone. So thank you so much for inviting me. I want to start by really saying thank you to the organizers and especially to Dr. Naila. She reached out to me out of nowhere. And by the way, I've never been to KU in my life. So I graduated from the neighborhood, so LD University. I've been to IB, I've studied from IB, but I've never been this side of KU, and it's lovely to be here. And I'm so glad to see a presentation and a conference around social transformation and education and digital society, because that's really needed. So my name is Faiza Yusuf, and I'm a software engineer. I've been in the industry for the past 17 years. I work as a fractional product manager, and then I did a bunch of things that we are going to talk about today. So I started a community called Women in Tech PK, and then I started Code Girls and Caterpillars. So I'm going to talk to you about the problem that has occupied nearly a decade of my life. Not from a distance, not from data, but from the inside. So I want to show you what I've learned in the past decade around women's careers in tech, and also how can we facilitate women to make it better for them. Can you go to the next slide, please? Right. So before I tell you what went wrong, I want to give you the good news first. If you look at the stats on the screen, you can see that more women are enrolling in computing programs. Because my background is in computer science, we are going to focus this conversation on STEM. More boot camps are training women for tech careers. More organizations are saying that they are committing to gender diversity. We are seeing organization promises that they want more women in leadership positions. 37% of CS degrees in Pakistan go to women. When I look around this room right now, this is the Department of Education, and I see more women than men. So things are changing in Pakistan in a lot of ways. We are also seeing that 36% of global coding bootcamp are now enrolling women, and there are women who are graduating from these programs. with skills and knowledge to develop tech products. When you look at these numbers look like a lot of progress. But I want you to hold that feeling, and I want you to go through this journey with me when we see the flip side of this story. Can you go to the next slide, please? So we are counting the women who are entering the workforce, but we are not counting the women who are leaving the workforce. And that is what we need to talk about. So we celebrate every woman who enters in tech. So for example, when somebody graduates from Code Girls or Caterpillars, we do a graduation ceremony, we give them a certificate. When they are placed, we post about it on LinkedIn. We do a lot of celebrations around that. But after 3 to 5 years, we see that a lot of these girls and women quietly drop out of their careers. 56% of women leave the tech careers in the middle of it, right? And we see that nearly 50% of women, by the age that they reach 35, they are exiting their careers and they become stay-at-home caregivers. Nothing wrong with being a caregiver. We are going to talk about how system is not supporting people who want to be a caregiver but also want to work, right? So we are measuring the entry. We have not been measuring what happens after. We have been counting who walks through the door, but we are not counting who stays. Can we go to the next slide, please? So when we talk about Pakistan, the situation is difficult, and I'm here with a call to action to all of you also, that you guys, all of you are scholars and researchers, and what we really lack in Pakistan is data. So when we look at Pakistan's data, we see that there is only data available that is presented by international organizations, but we do not have any local research done in that specific area in terms of women in STEM, in terms of gender diversity, so on and so forth. So in Pakistan, we see that Pakistan ranks 145 out of 146 on the global gender gap index, which means that there is only one country behind us. I'm sure it's Afghanistan. And then we also see that from Pasha's latest report that only 16% of females who graduate with an engineering degree or a computer science degree go to the workforce. So you are looking at the remaining women who never go to a workplace. And most of these women are graduating from government universities, and government is investing money in those women's education, but nobody is going to, going to a workplace. And then we are also seeing that only 24% of Pakistani tech companies have some sort of mentoring program for women. But again, this is self-reported data. I do not know the efficacy or efficiency of these programs. They're just saying that we have a program, we support women. And this is generally, when you build strategic objectives for your organization or for your department, we always talk about supporting women. We always talk about having better policies. But what happens after that conversation, we don't know that. So from our community, the community that I run, we have over 10,000 members, and from the graduates of Code Girls and Caterpillars, we are observing a consistent pattern. So women exit at 3 to 5 years mark right before they get to any meaningful leadership position. So they work in a junior capacity in a company, and when the time comes for them to take a leadership position, they exit the career. Can we go to the next slide? So let's talk a little bit about how we got there and how I got interested in that problem. So as I mentioned, I graduated from EDU University. My class was 50% boys and 50% girls. So EDU, because it's a government organization, it's a merit-based organization, you see that they generally do not care about gender. So whoever has gotten more marks gets into it. But once I graduated from university, I saw that out of those 50 girls who graduated from me, only 15 of them went to their careers. And right now, after 17 years of graduating, there are only 3 of us working in tech. Right? And then for me, another kind of catalyst was that because I work as a visiting professor, I teach at Habib University, I've taught at FAST University. So in one of my classes at FAST, I was talking to the girls in the class, and FAST is a private university, so in private universities, you see more boys than girls, right? So there was a class of 60 boys and 5 girls, right? And those 5 girls, they were just sitting in the class not contributing. So I, after, the class ended, I asked them to stay back, and I asked them, are you not interested in the course? Is my teaching style not suitable for you? What is happening? And then one of them said to me that I'm in a computer science degree, but we don't know any women in tech. Should we even bother going to the industry? Will they even hire us? I don't know. I'm the first who's in a private university from my family. There is nobody to guide me. I don't know what's going to happen. So when I heard that, right, and I was young, I'm talking about 2016, 10 years ago. So I kind of oversimplified the problem and the solution, and I said, no, there are a lot of women in tech. There's a visibility problem and there's a pipeline problem. So more women need to go to tech, all of you graduates need to go to tech, and also because there's a visibility problem, so we need to solve that so that you can see more mentors and more like role models for you. So that answer, kind of the day that I had this conversation was 5th of September 2016, and 6th of September we started Women in Tech PK. We started the community the next day. Even though I oversimplified the solution, we did see a lot of progress, and I'm going to show you the progress, but at the same time there are problems that we need to talk about. Can we go to the next slide, please? So what we did is that I started Women in Tech PK. The idea was to solve the visibility problem, that we need a place where women can, online, like virtually connect to each other, and then we can create visibility. So what we did for visibility is that we basically started asking women experts to deliver webinars. So we did over 150 webinar. We basically started profiling women who were working in tech and have done some kind of achievement. So we did 110 profiles on different women in tech. We also did over 100 partnerships with different conferences around the globe, and asked them to have Pakistani women be part of the attendees and also as part of the speakers. So we have sent women to the US, we have sent women to Germany, we have sent women to different conferences around the globe by kind of getting them invited to speak, because we were able to showcase their expertise via our platform. Then, because I said it was a pipeline problem, so we started Code Girls. The idea was that we take women who are not from non-technical backgrounds, take them into the program, teach them technical skills, and do placements. Code Girls did wonderfully, so we raised around $260,000 in funding. We delivered over 2,000 trainings and achieved a 70% job placement. So whoever came to Code Girls and wanted to work, 70% of them got employed in tech. And we also have 3 campuses, so Karachi, in Skardu, and also in Cape Town, South Africa. Then when these girls started to go to tech, they came back and said that we want to go to the next step in career, we want to grow. So I started Caterpillars, and the idea was to basically give them a platform where they can upskill and then go to a leadership position. So we graduated from the Caterpillars program. We graduated over 100 startups and accelerated over 250 careers. So we ran programs around freelancing, technical product management, data analytics, you name it. Most of these pretty technical, because my background is technical. And we secured over $500,000 in funding to raise these, run these programs. And this money was coming from Visa Foundation. This money came from IREX. This money came from USIP, USAID, and different bigger organizations. Can we go to the next slide, please? So what happened is that when we did all of this, many of these women entered the workplace. But after a while, again, they disappeared. And when they disappeared, we started hearing from the companies that we were placing these women at, that we hired graduates from you, she came, she worked for 3 years, 4 years, and she has left. And for me, it seemed like that maybe women are not interested in tech. Why are they leaving their careers? They studied so hard, they worked so hard, they wanted to make money, they were making good money. What happened? So not one or two, many of them. The women that I trained, the women that I mentored, the women that I placed, who graduated from our boot camps, who found jobs, who started careers, and then a few years, they just did not want to go back. So this was a time when I kind of, with the people that I work with, we started asking this question, that it's not about how do we get more women in tech, it's about what exactly are we sending them in.